I have 6 amazing no-egg breakfasts that are perfect for diabetics, pre-diabetics, and hey, you can even use this for meal prep. Let's go. The star of this show is Carb Quick. I love this flour. It is perfect for diabetics because it is so high in fiber, which we're going to talk about in a second. So stay tuned for the importance of fiber and keeping our blood sugars down. It's found at Walmart. I have mozzarella cheese. You see that I got this at Kroger. Gang, I will always say this. I am not bougie with fancy stores. You can shop at your Walmart, your Kroger, your Albertsons, your Drug Emporium. We also have plain Greek yogurt, which we'll talk about the importance of that in a second for our diabetic guidelines. Get some measuring cups, a pan, and set that oven to 375. Okay, before y'all say anything about this pan, it is old and it works. But boo, I am the type of person, if something is old and it's working, you keep using that. We do not need to replace it. So don't feel forced to buy fancy stuff because this ain't a fancy kitchen. Let me know if you have old pans, old dishes you love to use. I'm lining this with our nonstick aluminum foil. I will tell you, this is one of my favorite products in the kitchen. Keeps cleanup very, very easy. And grab a bowl. Into it, we're going to add a cup of Carb Quick. Like I said earlier, Carb Quick is loaded with fiber. Fiber is so important to lower and prevent against blood sugar spikes. It really creates a mesh that slows down the absorption of blood glucose levels. There's a bunch of studies, but one in particular is a 2015 study where they fed participants bread, and then they fed them a high fiber bread. I believe it's 10 grams. Don't quote me on that. And the folks who had the high fiber bread, it reduced their glucose spike by over 35%. For me, that is huge. The other thing with fiber is foods higher in fiber tend to be lower in calories. And gang, I am not that person. I work as a dietitian, and where are my manners? So if you're new here, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly, aka Dietitian Shelly, I go by. I post videos weekly covering diabetes, prediabetes, insulin resistance, and more. So if you're ready to take control of those blood sugar levels, lose some weight, all while eating delicious food and learning some quick tips, you definitely want to subscribe. So go ahead and subscribe. And I've been doing this for a really long time. In my professional and personal humble opinion, calories do matter. Now, this is not for us to go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs counting calories. I'd rather you count fiber, but there is such a thing as eating too much of a good thing. We want to really prevent against that. To this, we're going to add a cup of Greek yogurt and protein in the Greek yogurt. This is where folks will say, well, can I use regular yogurt? Boo. We want to use Greek yogurt because it's higher in protein. Protein promotes satiety, which is the feeling of fullness. Now, I had to grab a little bit more. Oopsies. This is a super thick mixture. To this, we're going to add about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of your shredded cheese. It really is up to you. If you want it super cheesy, you could definitely add some more. And I'm using a fork to kind of blend this and mix this together. This forms a dough, so this will not be like cake mix consistency. This will be very doughy. Now, I am using my hands. My hands are washed. You can remove your rings, all that fun stuff. If you want to get super scientific and use your standing mixer with the hook, that's okay. If you want to, drop it by ice cream scoopfuls, I am definitely known to do that. But today, I was like, let me just use my hand. I'm separating it into 6 even pieces, and I'm rolling it out. It really depends on you, and that's what I want you to know. All of this depends on you. If you rather it one way, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Let me know what you would do, though, in the comments. Now, once this is all laid out, we're going to put this in our oven for 18 to 20 minutes. And look at this. These cheese biscuits are awesome. I love them. They're perfect for my diabetics. They're low net carb. They're loaded in fiber. If you were too busy watching and not writing the recipe down, be sure to scroll in the description. Ooh, tongue twisters today. And also, while you're down there, be sure to download my 7-day menu, guaranteed to help lower your blood sugars and help with weight loss. Gang, I'm Dietitian Shelly. Please consider subscribing to this channel. Grab your shopping list because you're going to want to add these items to it. We have cinnamon, which most of us probably have in our cabinet, and you see great value. Y'all know I shop at Walmart and Kroger. Greek yogurt, Swerve, and our Carb Quick. And I'm gonna tell you how these all help to burn fat in a minute.
So Swerve is made from select ingredients from different fruits and vegetables. So it's 0 calorie, it's non-GMO, it is absolutely awesome. But the only thing I disagree with Swerve and a lot of our other sugar replacers, be it you use allulose, be it you use monk fruit, is that I don't measure cup for cup. I feel like it gives an aftertaste when it does that. And I'm gonna do a video down the road on how to cook with sugar replacers because we make a lot of mistakes. But I encourage you to use half the amount. So if you use a cup of sugar, use a cup of Swerve. Or if the recipe calls for a cup of Swerve, use half a cup. It's really gonna make a difference in that taste.
Get your bowl, measuring cup, measuring spoons. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees, and we're gonna start with a cup of Carb Quick. And then we'll come back and talk about Carb Quick in a second. And then we're gonna add to that a cup of our Greek yogurt. Carb Quick really is a big winner for this recipe. Now, a lot of y'all are gonna ask if you could use almond flour, and a lot of my clients ask about almond flour. I love it. It's just not gonna work within this recipe. And hey, where are my manners? If you're new, welcome back. Welcome to my channel. My name is Shelly, aka Dietitian Shelly. I spend my days working in my outpatient clinic, and I post videos here weekly covering diabetes, prediabetes, insulin resistance, and more. So if you're ready to lower your blood sugars, get control of your hormones, lose some weight, all while eating yummy foods, learning realistic tips without busting your budget, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. But back to our Carb Quick. This is found at Walmart, so you can definitely buy it there. But the thing about Carb Quick and diabetes is that Carb Quick is loaded with fiber. And fiber is very important in maintaining our blood sugar levels. It kind of creates like a mesh that slows down the absorption of glucose. In fact, there was a 2015 study that showed feeding participants a high fiber bread, I believe it was 10 grams, reduced glucose spikes by over 35%. The other fat burner in here is protein in our Greek yogurt. A lot of y'all are going to ask if I can use regular yogurt. No, we want to use Greek yogurt because of the amount of protein. Protein promotes satiety. Satiety is the feeling of fullness, so this will help prevent us from munching. But also Greek yogurt's very low on the glycemic scale. And foods low in the glycemic index will produce less blood glucose and insulin, which will have us avoid creating fat. Bada bing, bada boom. You saw I added a tablespoon of cinnamon and a tablespoon of Swerve. Now here's the thing. I personally do not like over sweet items. You can add more. You could do a glaze for this at the end. I just don't. I don't like things overtly or dumbly sweet. Push this to the side. Line your pan. Y'all know my infatuation with this pan. It's old and I love it. With your non-stick aluminum foil, you're also going to grab some parchment paper and you're going to throw that dough on there. Now you see I'm using my hands. You can absolutely use the mixer with the hook, but I'm lazy. I do not like to do dishes, and I'm dividing it among 6. So I'm making this in the form of a biscuit. You kind of see I'm rolling it and I'm flattening out. Could you do a pretty bagel? Could you do like the silicone little donut things and all that fun stuff? You absolutely can. I never like to fuss folks for, doing what they want to do. And we're going to go ahead, once this is done, bake it for about 18 to 20 minutes. And we have kind of a sweet bread, cinnamon bagel, cinnamon biscuit. If you were too busy listening and not writing, scroll in that description box. I got the full recipe. And hey, while you're down there, be sure to download my 7-day menu. It's going to help you balance your blood sugars, lose weight. I'm Dietitian Shelly, gang. Make sure you subscribe to this channel.
Y'all, I did it, y'all. I am so happy. I transformed Popeyes biscuits from 24 carbs to under 2 net carbs. With only 3 ingredients, you gonna be singing, "Love that chicken from Popeyes." Okay, it's pretty obvious I cannot sing, but you gonna be happy. You gonna be cutting cartwheels because it's time to make Popeyes biscuits that all my diabetics can have. I gotta be honest though. Oh, and if you don't know me, I'm Dietitian Shelly. Ooh, I work with clients who are diabetic, PCOS, insulin resistant. Hey, we're going to lower those carbs. We're going to lower that blood sugar level together. And we're starting with an ingredient called Carb Quick. Now, before you get on your high horse, or before you grab that rosary and pray all them Hail Marys, Yep, I'm Catholic. Hear me out. I get it. This is not gluten-free. This is not a gluten-free product, so back off. We're not going to fight. We're going to let Jesus take the wheel, Jesus take the mouth. This is a treat. Now, Carb Quick is made with carbulose, and carbulose is a very high fiber product. This is in Carb Quick. We have 2 cups in our bowl. The thing about Carb Quick, what I want you to think about is if I put my hand over the word carb and you see quick, you'll all of a sudden think of Bisquick. This is a replacer for Bisquick. I do like this product, and I live a 95% gluten-free lifestyle, but every once in a while I need a biscuit. I need things that almond flour will not work for. And for me, I tested this recipe with a ton of almond flour. I even added baking powder to it. It just did not work. You could get Carb Quick at, believe it or not, Walmart. I get it at a store here called Drug Emporium. I'm sure you can order it online, just type it in, really quick. And I'm gonna give you the flat out definition. Carbulose is made through a process that contains enzyme modified wheat as well as plant fiber. It doesn't contain any soy protein, sugar alcohols, dairy, saturated fat products. I like it. I do like it. So please, gang, if this is something you don't want to use, kindly click off the video. I don't do negative energy very well, and go and say your 10 Hail Marys and be on your merry way. You see that I've made a tunnel. Now, y'all know by now I am a 4-H'er, grew up in Louisiana, participated in my 4-H. I got the pictures to prove it, got the receipts, made a little tunnel. And to this, I'm adding a 1/2 cup of sour cream. Notice I'm adding it in 2 parts. For me, it just mixes a lot better. So you could do it all at once. It doesn't really matter. I just prefer to kind of take the easy road out. Y'all know by now, I like things easy. I don't like things difficult. I don't shop at the difficult stores. I do want to go back to the Carb Quick, though. The net carbs in it is 2. 2 net carbs is a very high fiber flour. Now to this, I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of our 0 7-Up. Now, again, this is where some of y'all will say, can you use Zevia? Absolutely. I just could not find Zevia Lemon Lime at the stores. And I have a lot of stores where I live. I guess it was just a popular item at the time, and they were out. It's okay. And we're going to combine this. Now, the thing to know about biscuits, gang, and then, when you go to Popeyes, y'all, I love Popeyes. Tell me what y'all favorite item is. I about cried when they took the onion rings off the menu. And Popeyes has just such a really nostalgia for me. This is a series I want to start. A lot of nostalgic recipes that I want to make over, do the copycat style for you. This was where I went. And I mean, this just kind of takes it back. Tell you how old I am, 34. I hope you got that. I mean, back in the day, I'm from Houma, and we used to go shopping in New Orleans. Now Homa's really built up. They have some great, a lot of the stores that are in New Orleans. But man, when I was growing up, it's like it was a trip to go to New Orleans to go shopping. And usually it was right before school started, and we went to Sam's. I know y'all know Sam's Club, but it was only Sam's. And Belle Promenade Mall, and that's where we would do school shopping, and we would eat at Popeyes, and I was like, oh, give me that biscuit. I wanted everybody's biscuit. This is why I did this recipe. It means a lot. You stir this. It's going to be a very heavy dough, and I just use a little ice cream scoop, and I scooped it on my parchment paper. Now, this recipe will make about 12 to 15, depending on the size that you use. You see, I have parchment paper. I did not say this earlier. We're going to put this in our oven at 400 degrees. You're going to cook this for about 12 to 15 minutes. Now, in a lot of the Popeyes biscuits recipe, it says, hey, you're just going to, pour some butter on top. You can see I really did not need to do that. I don't like to add extra calories where I don't need to. This recipe is so easy. It's so delicious. I want you to make it. Tell me about your nostalgia Popeyes or any other restaurants recipes that you want me to make over. And gang, if you were too busy laughing without writing this recipe down, scroll in the description box. Also scroll down there and get your menu. And gang, much love. Would love it you subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye.
grab some containers and the star of the show, your Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt has 17 grams of protein in 3/4 of a cup. Remember, protein keeps us full. It promotes satiety. Just check the label to make sure that there's no added sugar to this. Then we're going to use our frozen blueberries. And again, I stress this so much. Double check your label. Make sure the ingredient on there is the blueberries. You see there's no added sugar. And then I grabbed some nuts. I just grabbed these out of the cabinet. There is no need to go buy things if we already have them. And that's the case of our bowl. You could use a bowl. You could use containers that you already had. Please don't go and leave this video and go and buy a bunch of containers when we have some. For today, I'm using the travel cup. Don't go buy any new. If you want to do a bowl and put some aluminum foil on it, that is a-okay. We're measuring out loosely a cup of our Greek yogurt. Now I'm using Faye. There are so many wonderful brands out there. There's Dan & Too Good. Chobani has a 0 sugar. Even some of our store brands from Walmart and Kroger are phenomenal. All I ask you do, and I teach this in clinic, is read your ingredient label. Don't be shamed into buying the most expensive brand. A lot of us are here to save money. And today I picked the Faye. Usually buying in the bigger container is going to be a little bit cheaper, but if you want to just take the yogurt with you to work, you can definitely buy it in the 6 ounce and just mix it when you sit at your desk. I'm adding to this our frozen blueberries. Now, before you panic and, grab those pearls, you can see this is private selection, so I got it at the Kroger. Blueberries are a low glycemic fruit. I am very specific about fruit in clinic. And if you're new here, or if you're visiting, or if you're returning, I'm Shelly. During the day, I work as a dietitian. My main clients are those looking for weight loss, for hormone balance. I have a lot of pre-diabetics, diabetics, even folks looking to lower their cholesterol. And those low glycemic fruits are where we want to go because those guys have fiber. Fiber is key to keeping us full, but it prevents those ups and downs with our blood sugar levels. So we want to load up on those low glycemic fruits. Other things you could do, raspberries, you could do strawberries, you could do blackberries. I'm doing the blueberries and yogurt. I don't know. It just kind of seems to make sense to me, but please feel free to use any of those other glycemic fruits. Now, the other thing I'm doing is I'm adding nuts. Now, yes, you can get the pretty sliced almonds, but I'm cheap. I want to see what I have and I want to use what I have. One of my goals this year is that I don't waste. All again, I ask you do. I'm preaching to the choir when talking to y'all. Sorry, I had a little tickle in my throat there. Just double check your ingredients. There's really no added sugar to this whole container of nuts. I got this at Sam's Club. You can crush them, but again, I'm also saving time. Who cares? Y'all, this ain't pretty, but guess what? It works. See you next time. I'm Dietitian Shelly, and let's make another 5-minute breakfast that's perfect for pre-diabetics, diabetics, and weight loss plans. A star of our show is always Greek yogurt. You see there how I am using Faye. My big goal, and I always say this, is check the ingredient label. Make sure there's no added sugar in there. Then we're using cocoa. Now I know what you're saying. Why don't I just buy chocolate flavored yogurt? Nah, I'm gonna make my own. And I love cocoa because it does have fiber. And then we also have our nuts and our swerve. Go ahead and measure out 3/4 cup of Greek yogurt. You all know this by now watching me. I really push Greek yogurt and I push it with my clients and patients. Greek yogurt is loaded with protein, which makes it a weight loss winner. This keeps us full. Now I'm adding to this 1 to 2 teaspoons of our cocoa. Now I don't know if you ever did this as a kid. I did this because I was just crazy and silly. I saw cocoa and I thought chocolate and I took a tablespoon of it and I ate it. It was terrible. Well, it's bitter. So we're going to add a teaspoon of swerve to this. Now I'm not adding a lot. Some of y'all are going to want to add a little bit more. If we add too much sugar replacer, we're going to get that weird aftertaste. And I don't like that. And the next question I'm going to get is, can I use stevia, allulose, monk fruit? Yes, yes, and yes. I want you to use what works for you, what fits into your budget, and what you like. I'm also going to add to this 1 to 2 tablespoons of our nuts. And remember, gang, this is a big load that I bought from Sam's Club. Always check those ingredients. Make sure there's no added sugar to there. Of course, you could use the fancy sliced nuts, but baby girl and baby boy, I'm trying to save some money. Much love to you all, gang. Bye-bye. Now grab some bowls. Yep, I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Use what you got, gang. Don't go and buy a whole bunch of stuff. Look, I have all these bowls all over the place. Take them out and use them. The more important thing is 5 minutes to lower our blood sugar and promote a weight loss plan. Let's go. The pen and the shopping list, and we're going to load it up with Greek yogurt. Now, Greek yogurt, gang, super loaded with protein. We're looking at that label. We say 17 grams per 3/4 of a cup, but I got a little special trick for you. Stay tuned in a second. I have nuts. Now, I found these in my pantry. Use what you have. This is so important, gang. I want to normalize this. It may not be the most beautiful food, but guess what? It's going in your stomach. We're not taking pictures of Instagram and displaying it on there. Don't go buy nuts if you already have something like this in your pantry. And then our peanut butter. Now, I have the Kroger brand here. My goal, gang, is I want to keep it under 5 grams of sugar. This is where, some folks are going to throw things at me, and that's perfectly okay, but I want to normalize budgets. The difference between 4 grams of sugar and 3 grams of sugar. Not that much. But again, pay attention to it. You could go get the Crazy Riches. That's actually one of my favorites. It's at 2 grams of sugar. But again, I want to honor your budget. Grab your bowls. Don't go buy any new ones, y'all. Don't buy. Use what you have. The food is more important. We are going to add to our 2 bowls. You see that I have them right there. A cup of our Greek yogurt. Now, I am using 2% yogurt. I do want to let you know I love fat. I'm not afraid of fat. I do not promote a fat-free diet. In fact, I encourage 50 grams or less in a day. That does not mean for us to go fat-free. This allows us some fat, but I want to be mindful and I want to make sure we're getting good omega-3 fats. And if you have questions about that, I did a great video about pre-diabetes meal planning. I'm going to link it down below. And I also have my free menu in the description box that you can click on, and it explains it a lot more. We're not afraid of fat, but we want to be mindful about it. A cup of this yogurt has 22 grams of protein. Y'all, it is protein that keeps us full. There's more and more evidence, more and more studies are coming out that says that protein can help reduce our appetite stimulating hormones, which means it keeps us full. It promotes satiety. My goal is protein 90 grams a day or more. So in my clinic, we are looking ways to add protein to your diet, and Greek yogurt is one of those ways we could do it instead of eating a 24-ounce ribeye every day. I do love ribeyes, but gang, let's do the Greek yogurt. Now again, this could be your meal prep for the week. I'm just doing 2 bowls of this. This could be Monday through Friday. So keep that in mind. I'm adding a tablespoon of our peanut butter to it. Now peanut butter, again, it does have some fat in it, so we don't want to overdo it. It's going to add a little bit of sweetness to that Greek yogurt. You notice I'm not adding any sugar replacers. You can sprinkle in a little stevia if you would like to, a little bit of allulose. I'm really not. I'm adding that tablespoon of nuts. Again, hello, good omega-3 fats, and I'm combining this. Please, gang, remember, don't judge a book by its cover. This is not the most beautiful looking breakfast, but I'm almost positive whether we're a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad, or we're a working mom or a dad or a student, people are not going to be looking at your breakfast and go, oh God, that's so ugly and gross. Baby, we eat breakfast in like 3 minutes. And since this takes under 5 minutes to make, we got the winner right here. But wait 1 second. I do encourage you to add an additional fiber to this. Fiber, my goal is 30 grams in a day. Some simple fibers you can add, a couple berries you could match on. You could toast a piece of your sola bread, and here you have it. A perfect pre-diabetes meal prep. Great for keeping your blood sugar stable. Great for weight loss. And gang, be sure to subscribe.